Today, in the Mexican League of Professional Jaripeo.
What a nice barking from this great bull! And what a beautiful ride we just witnessed! Nice barking, nice jumping! Look at the rider hanging out through it all, Tierra Caliente style!
Ladies and gentlemen, here begins the Mexican League of Professional Jaripeo. Let's begin with the first ride, my dear Alex.
Let's see what the team Vaquero Bronco from Coco Cruz has sent us. The first rider, Cayuca de la Concha from this awesome team.
Saludos para mis hermanos que están, hermanas, que radican en Lodi, California. Saludos para Recluta de la Concha.
We just listened to this rider, Cayuca de la Concha, who seems confident right before facing this exemplar bull, Angelo Demonio from the Rancho Santa Monica farm.
Amazing balls! All of them have a lot of runs, so they are prepared for these riders, and here we can see the next one getting right in the box of terrors. More than ready for this show!
More than ready to go? Here we have Cayuca de la Concha. Let's see how it ends. Open the door.
What a beautiful ride we just watched, Raúl Cisneros! With a ball that started with such energy as we see in the replay.
Here we see Cayuca de la Concha facing off with Angelo Demonio. Just look at this big black bull. Such nice bucking, such nice jumping, and the rider trying to hang in there, Tierra Caliente style.
Completely hooked to the ball with his legs, but a moment later, the ball whipped him off right into the ground.
And what a fall this brave rider had, Cayuca de la Concha.
Let's see the score given by the judges for Cayuca de la Concha. He leaves with 38 points for the team.
So we have 38 points for Cayuca de la Concha. Let's also see the score the judges have given to this great bull from Rancho Santa Monica, named Angelo Demonio. We see 36 points for this angry bull.
So these are the scores for the rider and the bull. And now let's continue watching this great show and these great balls.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're just starting our engines here at the Mexican League of Professional Jaripeo. There's still a lot to come, of course, right here on this channel.
Ladies and gentlemen, don't go away. The Mexican League of Professional Jaripeo will be right back.
Welcome y'all back. Here we continue with the Mexican League of Professional Jaripeo. My dear Alex Alcala.
That's right, Raúl Cisneros. And now we join Águila de Guanajuato from the Vaquero Bronco from Don Coco Cruz team. Let's see what awaits him with this ball.
That's right. He will be facing none other than the mighty Paris de Noche, a spotted bull from Rancho Santa Monica farm. It's all ready and set to see this bull in action.
The rider is ready at the box of terror. Right there we see the imposing ball, rearing to take this rider out and throw him on the ground.
Ready and prepared, Águila de Guanajuato gets on the bull's back, and so, open the gate!
Well, here we see the ball putting the rider in trouble, booking and jumping without mercy, and finally throwing him off.
Ladies and gentlemen, in the replay we see the rider, Águila de Guanajuato, asking for his exit. Look at the bucking from this spotted and furious bull, Paris de Noche, who really made it hard for Águila de Guanajuato.
And even though his spurs were piercing deep into the bullseye, the rider finally falls off.
8 seconds is the time this rider was able to stay atop the bull. Here we see him escaping, luckily with no injury. Let's hear him out.
Pues un poco difícil, pero pues le echamos las ganas. Con ganas para ver si calificaba, pero ya a ver qué.
And the score for Águila de Guanajuato is 36 points for his team. With this spotted ball, París de Noche, who really let loose.
París de Noche, what a nice ball. Let's see it score. And the scores are in. 36 points is what it gets this time.
Let's go directly to another ride. Magnificent and unique. Here we have El Rayo de Celaya.
Rayo de Celaya right on your screen. From the team Vaquero Bronco will challenge this formidable ball.
A brown ball, Juan Colorado is its name. They say it comes from Michoacán.
Here we see it. More than ready to face this rider. Rayo de Celaya is ready and entering the box of terror.
The rider is set to go. The gate is about to open. Let's open the gate.
¡Aquí la está dando! ¡Cuidado! ¡Cuidado, muchachos!
4 and 48 seconds is what he managed to stay on the top of this ball. This ball that likes to buck. Just look at it go. This is a great ball, Alex Alcala.
Well, here in the replay we can see right from the beginning the action started and Rayo de Celaya tried to hang on to Juan Colorado, who finally slammed him into the ground.
And Juan Colorado, what a beautiful ball! Still bucking and attacking, while Rayo de Celaya said, let's scram from here. Now to see the score of this rider, Rayo de Celaya.
Look at Juan Colorado doing what he pleased and trying to get the rider off no matter what the cost. It never stopped bucking, Raúl Cisneros.
Viva Michoacán, ladies and gentlemen! Let's see the score of Rayo de Celaya. In the end, he got 33 points.
Excellent score for Rayo de Celaya, who faced against such an aggressive ball with so much formidable buckings. However, the ball just toyed with him.
And just look at Juan Colorado, 41 points. Holy cow! What a show it put on today. Just look at those jumps and kicks from this amazing brown ball. 41 points for the great Juan Colorado.
¿Qué montas acabamos de ver? La primera de ellas, el Cayuca de la Concha, se lleva un terrible pisotón. Lástima por él. En las otras dos jugadas, París de Noche en Juan Colorado, dos toros que suman un buen puntaje. No se vayan porque cuando regresemos tendremos la actuación del Muchacho Alegre y también de Chispis de Juan Martín. Dos extraordinarios jinetes que tendrán la oportunidad de poder sumar en la Liga Mexicana de Jaripeo Profesional.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Mexican League of Professional Jaripeo continues. We greet you from La Monumental de Morelia. Just look at the great body lift here, my great Alex Alcala.
That's right, Raúl Cisneros. Now into the stable comes the next ball. Its name is Albañil, and it will face off against Chispis de Guanajuato.
Here we have Chispis de Guanajuato from the Vaquero Bronco team. How will he do against this bull he will face? Its name is Albañil.
Such a gorgeous ball from the farm Rancho Santa Monica, roaring to go, awaiting on the box, and we see the rider taking position. However, we can also see the ball is a bit green on this kind of thing, Raúl Cisneros.
Chispis de Guanajuato is having a bit of trouble getting ready. Let's see how he does open the door.
Vámonos, cuidado, Chispis, cuidado. Quiere otro tiro, Felipa. Vámonos por el punto. Vámonos abajo. ¡Ángel montando! Vamos a checar.
The ball was spinning round and round. What did I tell you, Raul Cisneros? A ball that was forgiving on its rider, it has no experience. However, instinct kicked in. The bucking kinda started, and the ball made Chispis de Guanajuato struggle with each buck.
Albañil created a lot of trouble for Chispis de Guanajuato. And as you say, my dear Alex, this is a bit of a green ball, and that's why it doesn't buck that much. Here we see him rolling around and how Chispis de Guanajuato hanged on with all his might.
More than anything else, the experience of this rider made the difference, Raul Cisneros. He knew how to recover, how to hook on the ball, and he never lost his view of his head to predict his next move.
And here we see how he was still adjusting himself until he asked for the rope. A little help to be able to mount this bull, Albañil. And we also saw the next team, Guerreros Implacables. We're looking at the Chispis de Guanajuato. 41 points for this rider.
A really good score for Chispis de Guanajuato. But for Albañil the bull, the story is different. It gets only 22 points due to its lack of experience.
And there we see Albañil with just 22 points. And coming up next, it will be the turn of Guerreros Implacables, who are getting ready for the show, prepping their equipment and also asking some saints for a good performance. And so the next rider is ready.
Malborito de Campuzano is gonna square off against a first grade ball. He's ready.
The 25-year-old Malborito de Campuzano will face this great black bull named Magia Negra from Rancho Santa Monica. Look at him, all ready to go into the box of terror. Hooray for Malborito de Campuzano, ladies and gentlemen. Open the door.
What a nice way to spin from this ball! It put Malborito de Campuzano in quite some trouble and was able to finally throw him into the ground.
4 and 45 seconds is the time Malborito de Campuzano got. In the replay, we can see how he rides on the back of this great beast. Look at the beautiful bucking of Magia Negra, this black bull from the farm Rancho Santa Monica. 4 seconds is all the time that this rider could get.
That's right, Raul! Spinning around with such a grace, but it still put Malborito de Campuzano in a world of trouble.
Que la gente se vaya satisfecha y divertida por nuestro trabajo. Sí, un saludo para mi papá y para mi hermano que están en Estados Unidos.
Those are the words from Malborito de Campuzano. He scored 31 points. This rider from the Guerreros Implacables gang in his first ride on this league.
And Magia Negra, this amazing ball, takes home 39 points. Good job, Rancho Santa Monica.
39 points for this strong Magia Negra that bucks like there's no tomorrow. Just look at it go. Keep going, Magia Negra.
Amazing rides we've seen so far, Raul Cisneros, in the Monumental de Morelia.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back with more from the Guerreros Implacables and more from the Vaquero Bronco team too. Right here at the Mexican League of Professional Jaripeo. Don't go anywhere. Ladies and gentlemen, the Mexican League of Professional Jaripeo continues. Right from the great Monumental de Morelia. Just feel the magic in the air, cause the best is yet to come.
Niño Alegre is on his way to face Rey de Mil Coronas from Rancho Santa Monica.
Here we see 29 years old Niño Alegre getting ready to face Rey de Mil Coronas. Just like that song you hear from Rancho Santa Monica. A really strong bull that we can see now in the box of terror.
It's just waiting for the door to open. Niño Alegre is on position and open the gate. Heading with all his might. They were little bucks, but they packed quite a kick. And with that strength, the ball tosses the rider with a good tackle.
Very good replay we're looking at right now. Ladies and gentlemen, 4 and 5 seconds. After that, Niño Alegre looked for a safe spot.
In the end, with a lot of strength, the bull took down Niño Alegre, who takes home only 31 points, Raúl Cisneros.
31 points for this 29 years old Niño Alegre, who faced this monstrous bull, Rey de Mil Coronas. 38 points for this spotted bull, who show us really good stuff on this jaripeo. Ladies and gentlemen, please pay attention, because the time has come. What you all came to see is about to begin. Today, right here, in the Monumental de Morelia, we have the fan favorite, Muchacho Alegre from Morelia. He's 29 years old from the Vaquero Bronco team, and he will go against
the one and only Black Ninja, one of the stars from Rancho Santa Monica. Let's see what the future prepares for this rider.
Muchacho Alegre from Morelia is ready and waiting to go. So let's just open the gate.
La mano adentro, ¡ay, mamacita linda! ¡Sigue preparando! ¡Lo está buscando! ¡Lo está mirando! ¡El aplauso! ¡El aplauso! ¡Morelia, Michoacán! ¡Mira! ¡Sigue! ¡Sigue preparando! ¡Se afloja! ¡Lo siento! ¡Se lo encontró! ¡Sigue! ¡Muchacho Alegre, Morelia! ¡Ay, mamacita linda! ¡Ahí está el gol! ¡Listo!
And taking on all that spinning with ease, fighting that deadly 360 circle, giving us all a magnificent and superb jaripeo. Muchacho Alegre from Morelia has given us all an amazing display, Raúl Cisneros.
Look at Muchacho Alegre handling the bull with ease, taking a good grip of the handle while the bull bucked. And such nice bucking did Black Ninja gave us. Both of them receive an ovation from all the fans today here in the Monumental de Morelia.
There is no doubt that the experience, the ability, and the skill from Muchacho Alegre, Morelia, Michoacán own hero, has left a really good taste along with the work of Black Ninja.
There were high hopes for this rider and this bull, and I do believe I can say they were all met today. Look at the bull jumping and the rider hanging there. Without a doubt, this has been one of the best rides we have had today on the show. My friend Alex Alcala.
The Mexican League of Professional Jaripeo is full of brave riders.
Well, in the end, Muchacho Alegre was asking for help. He needed the rope in order to get off Black Ninja, and now he can see his score, which is sure to be very high. Hear the crowd screaming for him. Hear that round of applause for both the rider and the bull. And also hear the congratulations from his teammates from the Vaquero Bronco team.
Yo como anduve arriba del toro, pues la sentí bien, el toro respondió lo que es y le aguanté todos los reparos con la mano adentro de apretar. Primero Dios, a ver qué dicen los jueces.
Those were the words from Muchacho Alegre from Morelia, who gave his best today. Now to see his score. 46 points for Muchacho Alegre, Raúl Cisneros.
Muchacho Alegre with 46 points. The people came here to see him, and he delivered. He was the best on today's event. And Black Ninja has also delivered to the people today. With 42 points, we can say the fans were not disappointed by this awesome bull here at the Monumental de Morelia.
It's time to check out the final rankings of riders. And as I always say, the last shall be the first. Muchacho Alegre on top with 46 points, my good Raúl Cisneros.
Muchacho Alegre, who today faced off against Black Ninja. We see the judges give him 46 points. On second position, we have Chispis de Guanajuato, another one of the riders who had a great performance today with 41 points.
Chispis de Guanajuato battle against the bull Albañil and is followed by Cayuca de la Concha with 38 points, a rider who also showed us bravery and skills.
On the 4th place, we have Águila de Guanajuato with 36 points.
Rayo de Celaya in 5th place with 33 points.
In 6th, Niño Alegre with 31
In 7th
points.
place, we have Malborito de Campuzano with 31 points.
And now it's time to check out the Bulls rankings. Here we have the 1st place, the Great Black Ninja, with 42 points after facing off with Muchacho Alegre from Morelia.
In 2nd place, we have Paris de Noche with no more and no less than 41 points.
In the 3rd place, we have Juan Colorado, another one of those great Bulls we had a chance to see today.
In 4th place, Magia Negra with 39 points.
In 5th place arrives Rey de Mil Coronas with 38
Angelo
points.
Demonio has 36 points in 6th place.
And in the last place, Albañil with 22 points. And so, my dear friends, we hope you have enjoyed the show from the comfort of your home, the bravery of the riders, and the strength of the Bulls. This is goodbye for now, my good old Alejandro Alcalá.
See you later, Raúl Cisneros. We hope to see you all soon.
This was the Mexican League of Professional Jaripeo. See you next time. Today, in the Mexican League of Professional Jaripeo.
The bull is really kicking it up a notch. The rider is having a really hard time with this bull bucking. This is the Mexican League of Professional Jaripeo.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Mexican League of Professional Jaripeo. I'm Raúl Cisneros, and with me, my friend Alex Alcalá.
And we are more than ready, my dear Raúl Cisneros. Let's dive directly into the action with the rider Amoroso de la Costa, facing an incredible ball for the Guerreros Implacables team.
Quedar bien y pasar a la final. Un saludo a mi familia de Carolina del Norte, familia Zúñiga.
Those were the words from Amoroso de la Costa, the young rider who will face none other than the mighty bull Conjuro, who can be seen getting lassoed in your screen right now, ladies and gentlemen. This great bull from Rancho Santa Monica is ready and roaring to go into the box of terrors.
The rider is almost ready to begin, and so he says, "Open the gate!"
Ahí está saliendo Conjuro. Y ahí estamos viendo Amoroso. Amoroso de Coyuca. ¡Ay, ay, 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 ay! ¡Ópale!
30.6 seconds, ladies and gentlemen, as we see Conjuro still jumping around the arena. And in the replay, we can see how it lost its footing right at the beginning of the ride. My friend Alex.
Taking on the bucking and the down in the well, spinning from Conjuro, we see the rider hanging on with just one hand. However, my good Raúl, this happened right after that.
Amoroso de la Costa, a brave rider who we see fighting the jumps couldn't hang anymore, and he was bucked off and almost tackled by this angry bull.
In the end, with all those kicks, the bull was able to whip Amoroso de la Costa to the floor.
Ladies and gentlemen, what a good ride we just watched to begin today's show. Remember, you are here at the Mexican League of Professional Jaripeo, and now let's see the score.
31 points for Amoroso de la Costa. A very good score for this young man. And now, let's see the score the judges have given to the great bull Conjuro.
And so the score for Conjuro, it's 39 points. Good for this great bull. This angry bull who puts its rider Amoroso de la Costa in a lot of trouble. As you can see, it's getting lassoed and under control. Well, this was just the beginning, ladies and gentlemen. There's still a lot more action and excitement to come.
This is the Mexican League of Professional Jaripeo.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Mexican League of Professional Jaripeo is back. Remember, you're watching the sports of the brave. Let's watch the next ride.
The people are cheering for Seis de Morelia, a man who has the mark of a great bull rider in his face. Coming from the Vaquero Bronco team, let's check him out.
There he is, Seis de Morelia, from the Vaquero Bronco team. He will face off against the great Petate del Muerto from the Rancho Santa Monica farm. The bull is getting ready for its turn alongside its rider, who we see getting ready to go at the box of terrors.
Almost ready to go. He wants to get the gate open ASAP. And so it's time for this ride to begin. Let's do it. Open the gate.
Señoras y señores, cuidado, el aplauso bonito.
3:53 seconds, ladies and gentlemen. That was the time of this ride, Tierra Caliente style. Here we can see the bull rampaging right from the start, and the rider hanging with his spurs as long as he could. But he took quite a kick in the end. Ooh.
We can see how right from the start, and after the first buck, the bull bucks the rider off, and he was lucky his spurs didn't hook him to this base that he could get away.
With the image of St. Judas between his teeth to commend himself to the Lord, we can see that luck was on the side of Seis de Morelia.
26 points for Seis de Morelia. Let's find out why he got this score, even though he couldn't resist that much, Raúl Cisneros.
It really is quite a benevolent score given to Seis de Morelia by the judges.
Lo agarré el toro bien, me tumbó luego. Yo quería hacer más, la quería aguantar más pues al toro, pero no se pudo.
And there's the score for the big bad Petate del Muerto. 36 points for this angry bull. A bull that had his way and put the rider on trouble. Even gave him a good licking by the end of the ride.
From the horse to the hooves filled with strength, this bull practically brushed off Seis de Morelia.
And this here is the next ride for you all in the Mexican League of Professional Jaripeo. Let's check it out.
Here we have Chaneque de Tuxpan, a really young rider at age 18 from the Guerreros Implacables team.
Pues para mí pues representa mucho porque pues de aquí igual pues somos reconocidos, nos vamos a reconocer y todo eso, y pues es un orgullo para mi familia pues ser reconocido.
A really brave young man, ladies and gentlemen, who will be facing an amazing bull named Vaquero de Dallas from Rancho Santa Monica. Here we have this black bull who will duck it out with the young man. As you can see, they are already in the box of terrors.
Everything is set. It's time to open the gate.
¡Vaya, vaya, vaya! ¡Qué fuerza, señores! ¡Esto no le saque robado! ¡Se me la llevó de lado a lado!
Raúl Cisneros. Right from the start, we can see this bull came out bucking hard. But Chaneque de Tuxpan paid close attention to all those movements and never lost sight of the bull's horns. That's why he could keep the rhythm of the beast and just went with it, keeping his balance and his left hand high in the air, Raúl Cisneros.
Just look at those jumps and kicks from this great black bull and the hard grip from the boy atop of it. What a beautiful ride we just witnessed, ladies and gentlemen. And of course, my friend Alex Alcala.
And the score, 42 points for Chaneque de Tuxpan, who without a doubt has gotten himself a place on top of the rankings.
And the score for the angry and strong bull is decided. The judges have decided, and it's 37 points for Vaquero de Dallas, a black bull who kept spinning down in the well, like some of the best bulls we have seen. Just look at it go, trying to throw the rider to the ground, but he wasn't going to allow it. That boy has a lot of heart. And so he gets an important score in the rankings, 37 points.
Vaya emociones se viven en el ruedo y el peligro está presente. Vimos un 6 de Morelia que por poco el toro lo agarra y bueno, pues el peligro se sintió al momento de ver esta monta y más en la cámara lenta de la Liga Mexicana de Jaripeo Profesional. Por otro lado, el Chaneque de Tuxpan se lleva una extraordinaria jugada metiendo la mano en el pretal de principio a fin. No se vaya porque cuando regresemos tendremos nosotros al Golden Boy, este toro extraordinario que viene de los Estados Unidos y que ahora pertenece a Rancho Santa Mónica. Y por otro lado, el Tijolito de Huitzuco tendrá la oportunidad de demostrar por qué es uno de los grandes. Esta es la Liga Mexicana de Jaripeo Profesional. Una pausa y regresamos.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Mexican League of Professional Jaripeo is back. The Monumental de Morelia is the place that serves as witness to these great riders and great men. And let's go straight into the next ride. Here is one of the fan favorites, Tijolito de Huitzuco. He's 27 years old from the Guerreros Implacables team.
That's right, Raúl Cisneros. Let's hear what he has to say.
Darle con todo y pues echarle muchas ganas para conseguir un premio y pues vamos con todo primeramente Dios. Echarle ganas y se va a poner bueno, se ven los toros que están buenos y pues va a ser un jaripeo de profesión y a darle con todo.
Those were the words from Tijolito de Huitzuco, who will challenge Golden Boy from Rancho Santa Mónica. It is a formidable bull. Now the rider is ready and preparing for this match. How will it end?
Both of them are ready in the box of terrors, ladies and gents. Open the gate!
Well, right from the start we were able to see it wasn't going to end good for the rider, Raúl Cisneros. After exiting the box, Tijolito de Huitzuco lost control almost immediately, and it all went down from that moment on.
What a surprise for the rider of the Guerreros Implacables team. Tijolito de Huitzuco was desperately trying to grab the handle, but just couldn't do it, and then tried to hang on to dear life, Tierra Caliente style. But victory was for the mighty Golden Boy.
Golden Boy is still on and about in the arena, looking for the top of the ranking. But for now, let's look at the scores from both the rider and the bull. Tijolito de Huitzuco takes 33 points back home.
33 points for this bull rider, who didn't do so well today because he had to face an impressive bull that traveled thousands and thousands of miles to be here tonight. Golden Boy with 37 points, 37 for this angry bull, who we see bucking with all its might and causing all sort of trouble for its rider. 37 points for Golden Boy. To tell you the truth, my dear Alex Alcala, this fair bull is one of the best we have seen.
The excitement and adrenaline continue as we take you to our next ride.
In your screens, ladies and gentlemen, we can see Bandido de Celaya. He's 27 years old, and from the Vaquero Bronco team, this will be his first ride. Hope he does well here in the Mexican League of Professional Jaripeo.
Grab your phones! Cazador de Pokémones! This black, big, and proud ball is more than ready to go!
We can see that Bandido de Celaya is ready to go in the box of terrors. Let's see how he does. Open the gate!
The experience and skills from Bandido de Celaya are more than obvious. He had no trouble controlling the spinning of the ball, and right from the beginning, he was under control. Ain't that right, Raúl Cisneros? Credit also to this beautiful ball that challenged his rider.
Look at Cazador de Pokémones spinning down in the well non-stop. And also look at Bandido de Celaya holding the grip with ace. The bull was still bucking and spinning, but started to get tired, and the rider was the one in control in the end. The rider was super effective.
All those turns and kicks in all directions didn't matter. Bandido de Celaya understood his ball perfectly, and with one hand in the handle, he stood in balance the whole time. Let's look at the scores the judges give to this super effective rider.
Ladies and gentlemen, we still have the brave rider on your screen. Bandido de Celaya receives 39 points today. 39 points for the rider from the Vaquero Bronco team.
Cazador de Pokémones also receives a good score. It takes 37 points back to his home in Rancho Santa Monica.
Ladies and gentlemen, don't go anywhere. Remember, we're here at the Mexican League of Professional Jaripeo. The best is yet to come. Ladies and gentlemen, we're back at the Mexican League of Professional Jaripeo, and the best is yet to come. We still have a lot to expect from this rider and this bull.
And it's now turn for this rider, Papito de Morelia. He's 28 years old and comes from the Vaquero Bronco team. And who will he face, Raúl Cisneros?
He'll be facing Sembrador de Amor. Let's hear him out.
Un saludo para toda mi familia que está aquí presente y a mi hermano Cristian Adrián Valdés Villa, que está en Washington, Texas.
Nice greetings from Papito de Morelia, and we can say the bull is ready. Sembrador de Amor from the Rancho Santa Monica farm. How will everything go for this rider? There is a lot to expect from this rider and this bull.
He's ready at the box of terrors. He's excited and seconds away from screaming, "Open the gate!"
¡Señoras y señores! ¡Empieza el espectáculo! ¡El Rancho Santa Mónica! ¡Sembrador de Amor! ¡La elegancia! ¡Lo bonito! ¡Papito de Morelia! ¡El aplauso bonito! ¡Ey, mamacita linda! ¡Mira qué bonito, lo bonito!
He hooked himself real tight around that ball with a really peculiar style from Tierra Caliente, Morelia, Michoacán. The ball wasn't able to do anything against him, Raúl Cisneros.
Look at those buckings from Sembrador de Amor, and check out that beautiful Tierra Caliente style ride with no hands by Papito de Morelia. That was amazing.
Sembrador de Amor was really set on shaking off his rider, but couldn't. Let's go directly to the scores given by the judges. Papito de Morelia takes home 36 points.
36 points for this young and brave man, Papito de Morelia, who faced Sembrador de Amor, a really strong and experienced bull, who today has won 37 points. 37 points for the mighty Sembrador de Amor. And it's time for the last ride of the show. Now tell me, who will we see, my dear Alex Alcala?
That's right, Raúl Cisneros. Now, coming to the arena is one of the fan favorite riders, Doradito de Morelia. He's 32 years old and comes from the Vaquero Bronco team.
The 32 years old Doradito de Morelia tells to us.
Pura adrenalina, es una emoción que no te lo puedo describir, la sensación que llego a sentir cuando me encuentro dentro de una buena plaza como esta y así abarrotada de harta gente que conoce de jaripeo.
The rival for Doradito de Morelia is the mighty Casino de la Selva, a big, black, and bad bull from Rancho Santa Monica. It will be his challenge for today.
The rider is ready to go. Open the gate!
Señores, aquí está la jugada. El Casino de la Selva. Vaya manera. Se va. Quítenlo, muchacho.
The bull spin around like he just didn't care. The rider hanged on the best he could, but in the end, Doradito de Morelia just resisted a few seconds, Raúl Cisneros.
9.57 seconds was the time for this rider. Doradito de Morelia faced Casino de la Selva, and we saw him get slammed to the ground. He got 39 points. Doradito de Morelia did his best against the powerful bull from Rancho Santa Mónica. Casino de la Selva.
Al toro lo sentí fuerte. Ahora sí que no hay pretexto ni excusa para nada. Nomás que le salí con una pata, pues agarró del pretal y fue donde en la vuelta me ganó el toro, pero un torazo, mis respetos para la ganadería.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the score for Casino de la Selva. 41 points. Look at those glorious jumps and kicks from this great bull. And here are the rankings for today. There has been some movement, my dear Alex Alcalá.
The rider rankings look like this. In first place, we have Muchacho Alegre from Morelia with 46 points.
But the fight has straight on because we now have in second place Chaneque de Tuxpan with 42 points.
Chispis de Guanajuato goes down to third place with 41 points.
Another of those great surprises we just saw. Bandido de Celaya gets into the ranking with 39 points.
Doradito de Morelia also made 39 points.
Cayuca de la Concha is in 6th place with 38 points.
Águila de Guanajuato in 7th place with 36 points.
Pavito de Morelia in 8th with 36 points.
Rayo de Celaya in 9th with 33 points.
And in the last place, one of the favorites, Tijolito de Huitzuco with 33 points.
Now let's take a look at the bull rankings. The first 3 places saw no movement. Black Ninja is in first place with 42 points.
In second place we have Paris de Noche, another one of those amazing bulls we had the chance to see with 41 points.
Juan Colorado retains his third place with 41 points.
Ladies and gentlemen, one of those great surprises we just saw is Casino de la Selva, who won 41 points.
Magia Negra goes down in the ranking with 39 points.
Conjuro gets 39 points too.
Rey de Mil Coronas in 7th place with 38 points.
Vaquero de Dallas in 8th place with 37 points.
The newcomer Golden Boy gets a 9th place with 37 points.
And in the last place we have Cazador de Pokémones, joining the ranks with 37 points. Those were the rides for today in the Mexican League of Professional Jaripeo. We hope you really enjoy them. See you next time! Today in the Mexican League of Professional Jaripeo.
4x4 is showing its full power. Wow, ladies and gentlemen, the rider has to be more careful. What a slam he just took, but still he gave his best to take on those buckets.
It's time for more action from the Mexican League of Professional Jaripeo. I'm Raúl Cisneros, and with me is my friend Alex Alcalá.
Thank you, Raúl. Why don't we go directly to the first ride with Tijolito de Ayutla from the Guerreros Implacables team.
Tijolito de Ayutla is 26 years old and has this to say.
Algo bonito es lo que caracteriza a nosotros los mexicanos y para mí es el mejor gusto de todos. Ahí le mando un saludo a todos los paisanos que se encuentran en la Unión Americana de su amigo Tijolito de Ayutla.
He will be facing the mighty Formula 1 from the Rancho Santa Monica farm.
A bull that looks really strong with a lot of energy. It's ready to get out of the box of terrors with its rider.
Now let's see how everything goes on this ride. Open the gate!
Well, we just saw how the ball came out spinning into the rider's hands with a lot of strength and jumping like he doesn't care, sending the rider to the ground.
At top-match speed, Formula 1 came out of the box to quickly whip off Tijolito de Ayutla to the ground. Check out those boxing jumps and the terrible fall the rider took. Oh, that's gotta hurt.
The crew is still trying to lasso the ball to take it back to its pen. Now we wait for the judge's decision.
We can see 37 points for Tijolito de Ayutla from the Guerreros Implacables team on this ride against Formula 1.
And we also can see the points for the ball. 41 points for the Formula 1 on the Rancho Santa Monica farm.
This big, bad, and black bull got 41 points. Formula 1 is going top speed to the top of the rankings of the Mexican League of Professional Jaripeo.
And this is just the beginning in the Mexican League of Professional Jaripeo. We'll be right back.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're back with the great ambience that can only be felt in the Mexican League of Professional Jaripeo. Now let's go to the next ride because the fans were eager to see it. And here it is. It's Guerrero de Morelia. He's 27 years old from the Vaquero Bronco team. And today he will fight one of the most aggressive bulls in existence.
Pues espero un gran evento, esperemos salir triunfadores para la semifinal, Dios quiera, y pues vamos a pasar a la semifinal.
The bull in question is a fabulous beast that holds a lot of promise for the fans. It's Rompecráneos from the Rancho Santa Monica farm, the place where the best bulls come from.
We see Rompecráneos ready to go in the box of terrors, and there is a lot to expect from Guerrero de Morelia too. Let's watch closely. Open the gate!
Well, the bull just did what it wanted and slammed Guerrero de Morelia with this, almost with a free kick. A very sad ending for the rider, Raúl Cisneros.
The saying goes, a lot of noise but almost no action. It's a shame Guerrero de Morelia couldn't hang any longer from the back of the bull because there was a lot to look forward from this ride, and here is the score.
36 points. Bad luck for Guerrero de Morelia. People expected more from him. However, he didn't do well in the arena.
Today simply wasn't the day for Guerrero de Morelia. Let's see what he has to say.
Pues me siento bien, gracias a Dios salimos bien, aunque no todas las veces salimos en las tardes que quisiéramos hacer un buen espectáculo, pero a veces no se puede, pues ni modo.
Those were the thoughts from the rider, and Skullbreaker takes 43 points for Rancho Santa Monica with the strength he showed right from the first jumping buck. Look at him almost fly as he tossed off Guerrero de Morelia.
Rompecráneos is one of the baddest and biggest balls in Mexico. And you just saw it in this party that is the Mexican League of Professional Jaripeo. Let's go to our next ride. Here we have Cora de Villaguerrero, with 26 years from the Guerreros Implacables team. Another young promise on the way to the top. Hear him out.
No, pues para mí el jaripeo es como un gusto, una necesidad, una pasión. No, pues espero dar todo lo mejor de mí.
Those were the words from a brave rider who will also face a powerhouse of the arena. 4x4, a black bull with perfect horns. It's waiting patiently in the box of terrors for its rider. And let's just start this. Open the gate.
Señoras y señores, el 4x4 empieza la melodrama, se va el corita, la vuelta, grítenselo, ayúdenlo.
10.26 seconds. It's the time for Cora de Villaguerrero. We see him getting out a Tierra Caliente style ride. The bull came out bucking and jumping. 4x4 had no mercy with all those moves, but also Cora de Villaguerrero did the best he could to hang on to him.
4x4 showed all its strength, and right from the start it tried to make the rider lose control. However, the experience of the man let him hang a little longer, despite all those kicks, my good old Raúl Cisneros.
Well, it's time to look at the rider's score. 37 points for Cora de Villaguerero. 37 points for a rider, which we all saw that he gave his best. But we know there could have given even more.
And the score for the bull, for the great 4x4, is 39 points. 2 points more than its rider is what it will take back to Rancho Santa Monica Farm.
That's the score the judges have given to this amazing 4x4. Look at it jump, tackle, and kick to the bad luck of Cora de Villaguerero.
Tijolito, extraordinario jinete que aguanta bien la contundencia de este toro de nombre Fórmula 1, un toro que pica 2 veces fuerte, patea alto, un toro con mucho pundonor y bueno, pues por otro lado pésimo por Guerrero de Morelia, quien no logra llevarse pues absolutamente nada, un jinete que mucha gente le tiene mucha fe y sin embargo el toro parece que lo golpea en la cara y sale despojado de los lomos. Lástima por Guerrero de Morelia. No se vaya porque cuando regresemos tendremos a un jinete extraordinario, chiquito pero picoso, moreno, chiquito, chaparrito, pero con un gran corazón. Me refiero al Orgullito de la Loma. Lo veremos después de la pausa. Esto es la Liga Mexicana de Jaripeo Profesional y se está poniendo bueno.
And we're back with more action here at the Mexican League of Professional Jaripeo. And let's begin with the next ride, because the rider is ready. Orgullito de la Loma, one of the fan favorites in the arena. This 29-year-old rider will face another amazing bull from Rancho Santa Monica. Let's hear him out.
Para mis familiares que me conocen en Estados Unidos, mando un saludo, les voy a echar hartas ganas. Como yo se lo he prometido, lo voy a cumplir. Lo poco, mucho que le aguante yo del de corazón. El poder, estamos lo que queremos. Vamos por más.
Really inspiring speech from Orgullito de la Loma, who will face Remy Martin, another of the amazing bulls from Rancho Santa Monica. It has the blood and the attitude, and the crowd knows it. They both are ready to go. So, open the gate!
Señoras y señores, Orgullito es Remy Martin, lo está peleando, la mano dentro, se toca, cuidado, ahí la vasita linda, olvídenlo, para México, ay, que
What a shock, ladies and gentlemen! Orgullito de la Loma took a horrible fall. We saw him begin with such a brave look in his eyes, with a no-hands Tierra Caliente style ride. But then he had to try and grab the handle.
The bull spun hard to the right, and in the end it sends the rider flying through the air. This man was really brave despite it all, but still took some hits from the bull's horns. Don't you think, Raúl Cisneros?
And that's when we saw the barrelman go to help him, because Orgullito de la Loma really needed a hand. This bull, Remy Martin, is really aggressive. We see the rider escaping from the arena, and he does not hurt. Orgullito de la Loma is now safe, and he gets 41 points for this ride.
A great score for Orgullito de la Loma, and it puts him into the ranking.
Poco lastimado, pero pues bien gustoso al darle un bonito espectáculo a todo el respetable público. Yo lo que me gusta que vean de mí que pues, soy buen jinete y pues, le echo muchas ganas, gracias a Dios. Y vamos por más, primero Dios. Gracias.
That is a lot of result from Orgullito de la Loma. And we see 43 points for the fabulous Remy Martin from Rancho Santa Monica.
Here we see the bull preparing the herd for Orgullito de la Loma. Remy Martin is another of the great bulls we have seen today, and it's sure to climb the ranks from the Mexican League of Professional Jaripeo.
And we still have more action to see, my dear Raúl Cisneros. Next on the list is Ardilla de Xixila. He's 29 years old, from the Guerreros Implacables team, and has something to say to all our viewers.
No, pues espero un buen espectáculo, que la gente quede conforme con mi monta, que no se desilusionen y pues vengo a dar lo mejor que pueda. Le mando un saludo a mi abuelita que está en Estados Unidos, a mi esposa que se encuentra allá en Olinalá Guerrero y a mis padres que me esperan en casa.
Those were the words from Ardilla de Xixila, who is ready to face Massacre in Texas, a spotted bull from Rancho Santa Monica that is ready to exit the box of terrors. Everything's ready, ladies and gentlemen. Open the gate!
Empieza el espectáculo. Vaya moneda, sí señor.
Música al escenario en lo que deberían los jinetes.
With some really classy bucks and jumps, we saw the pair start their bout with the rider resisting everything that was thrown at him. He never lost sight of the bull's head because that way he knew what to expect, my good old Raúl Cisneros.
That's right, Alex Alcalá. Just look at those beautiful bucks from this spotted bull with big horns. And also congrats to the rider. Ardilla de Xixila also did his job, and he grabbed onto the bull with all his might. What a ride he just gave to us, Alex Alcalá.
Massacre de Texas used all of his strength in order to shake up the rider. Both of them gave us an incredible show, Raúl Cisneros. What a nice jaripeo!
The score is 38 points for Ardilla de Xixila. He's now giving thanks to all the people who look out and take care of him. 38 points in the ranking of the Mexican League of Professional Jaripeo.
And the score for the bull is set in 39 points. This great beast showed us all that it has the strength and the agility to face any rider any day.
We're looking at the best jaripeos, ladies and gentlemen. Remember that we're not over yet. After the break, we'll have another of the most awaited rides with the bull from Rancho Santa Monica. Ladies and gentlemen, let's close another show of the Mexican League of Professional Jaripeo the way it's supposed to be done. The crowd is going crazy. So let's watch the next ride. Now it's turn for Sirreño de Xixila, another fine rider from the Guerreros Implacables team. He is 28 years old and has some word for you.
No, pues es un gusto que me nació en la sangre y la tengo en el corazón, pues. Saludos para mi familia que está en Houston, Texas. Para mis abuelitas.
Heartfelt words from Sirreño de Xixila. He's on his way to meet the bull Amarillo, Texas. A great blonde bull that will close this episode. Let's go to the box of terrors in time to say, open the gate! The bull spins really hard into the hand of the rider, who tried hard to hang in there, but is thrown off in the end, Raúl Cisneros.
Look at this slow motion camera shots, ladies and gentlemen. Look at the bull bucking with so much strength. Amazing kicks by an amazing blonde bull. All to the dismay of Cierreño de Sicilia.
After the fall, he quickly tried to get up and the bull tried to attack him again. Luckily in the end, the escape was successful with no major danger at all.
That's right, my dear Alex Alcalá. Amarillo de Texas is being lassoed under control, and Cierreño de Sicilia has some wounds to lick. In the end, he gets 37 points. That's the score given to him this time by the judges. And boy, let me tell you, that was quite a display of skills. However, that wasn't the score he expected.
No, pues estuvo bien, gracias a Dios. Me salió fuerte, pero le echamos todo lo que se pudo hacer para que la gente quedara de acuerdo y conforme. Y la adrenalina la tengo al 100 ahorita. Estoy listo para otro y para más. Ya está, gracias.
Brave words from Cierreño de Sicilia. And Amarillo de Texas takes 39 points back to Rancho Santa Monica. What a display of brute strength from this bull.
39 points for Amarillo de Texas from Rancho Santa Monica. Another fine specimen from that form. And it's time to look at the new rankings for the riders in the Mexican League of Professional Jaripeo. And still, yes, still Muchacho Alegre stays on the top with 46 points. 46 points for Muchacho Alegre.
Chaneque de Tuxpan defends his second place with 42 points. Raúl Cisneros.
In third place, my man Alex Alcalá. We have Chispis de Guanajuato with 41 points.
In fourth place, Orgullito de la Loma, a newcomer to the rankings with 41 points.
Falling down all the way to fifth place, we have Bandido de Celaya with 39 points.
With the same score, but in sixth place, Doradito de Morelia.
Cayuca de la Concha is seventh place with 38 points.
Ardilla de Sicilia enters the top 10 with 38 points.
Another newcomer to the top, Tijolito de Ayutla with 37 points.
And fighting for his position in the bottom of the rankings, Cora de Villaguerrero with 37 points.
And now, this is the ranking of the bulls, ladies and gentlemen. And boy, there are some movements in first place. Yes, in the very top, Rompecráneos from Rancho Santa Monica with 43 points.
In second place, Remy Martin enters the rankings with 43 points to its name.
Down all the way to third place is Black Ninja with 42 points.
Formula 1 grabs an excellent spot in the rankings, fourth place with 41 points.
Paris de Noche is in fifth place with 41 points.
Juan Colorado is right behind in sixth place with 41 points.
Casino de la Selva is in seventh place with 41 points.
4x4 enters the rankings in eighth with 39 points.
Magia Negra is in ninth place with 39 points too.
And lastly, Conjuro enters the top 10 in last place with 39 points.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's it for today. That was the action from the Mexican League of Professional Jaripeo. We promise we'll be back with you as soon as possible.
This is the sport of the brave, the sport of Jaripeo. My friend Raúl Cisneros.
We'll be waiting for you in the next show of the Mexican League of Professional Jaripeo. Today, in the Mexican League of Professional Jaripeo.
Taking on all the bookings from the ball and controlling the spins into his hand. The rider gave us a Tierra Caliente style ride. Luces de Nueva York put quite a scare onto his rider.
Yo, welcome to the Mexican League of Professional Jaripeo. I'm Raúl Cisneros, and with me is my friend Alex Alcalá.
Thank you, Raúl Cisneros. Let's watch the first ride on this sunny day. In the arena, we have Necio de Morelia from the Los Guadalupanos team.
This team of brave men will see a lot of action today. And now we see the bull face to face, Moño Negro from the Selección Michoacana farm.
A bull that looks really calm before the storm. He waits in the box of terrors. What does destiny hold for the rider? He's more than ready to go.
We see him right above the bull. It's time to open the gate.
What an amazing display of control, my good Raúl Cisneros. Necio de Morelia had no trouble holding the ball with his first Tierra Caliente style. The ball spin into his hand but didn't trouble him at all.
Look at all those jumps and kicks from Moño Negro, but they bore no fruit because Necio de Morelia was able to hold his own against all of them Tierra Caliente style. Here we can see how the rider knew the show was sober and asked for the lasso to get down from the bull. What a right to begin our show!
A really good ride given to us by Moño Negro from Selección Michoacana. Necio de Morelia did his job, and as his name implies, he was stubborn to win until the end.
The score for Necio de Morelia stands at 39 points. He walks away a little hurt, but still gets a really good score.
39 points for this brave rider, but also some wounds to lick. And now, let's check out the bull score. 38 points for the beautiful Moño Negro.
Moño Negro comes from the Selección Michoacana farm, one of the most prestigious bull farms in all of Mexico. Watch it back its way to the 38 points, a great score for the first appearance of this bull in the arena.
And the action is just starting, Raúl Cisneros. Let's take a quick break and we'll be back with the Mexican League of Professional Jaripeo.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Mexican League of Professional Jaripeo. This is the party we're enjoying today in the Monumental de Morelia. And let's begin with the next ride, my friend Alex Alcalá.
Now it's the turn for Pato de la Esquina. He's 28 years old and from the Intocables team. A rider who's prepared and ready to mount his ball despite that evident injury on his shoulder.
Pato de la Esquina is meeting his opponent, the powerful Cherokee from the Selección Michoacana farm. He's getting prepared in the box of terrors, and he's ready to go just like his rider.
Well, the one-horned cinnamon brownish ball and his rider are ready to go. Open the gate!
Ahí está la bestia y hombre, pero me agarró el poder apoder, se fue el Pato de la Esquina.
Sadly, the rider couldn't put his spurs to good use and ends up falling from the ball. He went from back to tail to the ground in the Monumental de Morelia.
11.35 seconds was the time Pato de la Esquina could hang on to his bull. Look at him sliding to the back of the beast. Maybe he bailed out a little too soon, but that was the right of Pato de la Esquina.
The great cinnamon brownish bull knew what to do, and so the rider finishes with just 32 points for Pato de la Esquina.
Despite his injury, this man gave it his all, ladies and gentlemen. So let's applaud the 32 points for this rider. And now let's see the score of his opponent, the Bull Cherokee. Gets 30 points. 30 points for it.
This great one-horn bull knew exactly what it had to do and battled against its rider with everything it had, Raúl Cisneros.
Ladies and gentlemen, the action doesn't stop here. You are in the Mexican League of Professional Jaripeo, and it's time for the next ride.
The rider we see now putting himself in the hands of God is Brinca Charcos. He is 28 years old and from the Guadalopanos team.
We see the 28-year-old Brinca Charcos grabbing some dirt from the arena for luck, and he will face off against a great bull that goes by the name Tijeras from the Selección Michoacana farm. Let's see how everything goes for Brinca Charcos, who is ready in the box of terrors. He's taking position, taking a good grip on the handle and tilting his head. And so, ladies and gentlemen, open the gate!
The rider tried to control all the bucks of Tijeras from the Selección Michoacana farm. He tried to resist a little, but simply it wasn't enough.
8.26 seconds was the time for Brinca Charcos on the back of Tijeras, who we see here whipping his rider to the floor. A hard fall for a Tierra Caliente style ride.
We can see that the bull is being lassoed and taken back to his pen. A strong bull with a lot of strength here in the Monumental de Morelia.
And so the score the judges have given Brinca Charcos is 30 points. We really expected a little more for him, but he will have to accept that score. 30 points for Brinca Charcos.
And the score for Tijeras the bull is 35 points. This magnificent black bull who gave it all on those bucks and jumps through the ride.
It was that moment when we saw Brinca Charcos lose his grip and fall to the ground. That's just part of the excitement we're seeing in the Mexican League of Professional Jaripeo.
Así quedaron las acciones. El necio de Morelia, un extraordinario jinete, colocándose en el puntaje en este momento de las mejores montas de lo que llevamos hasta este instante. Y bueno, por otro lado, no le va bien al Pato de la Esquina, un jinete que trata de hacer lo posible por llevarse la jugada, pero no lo consigue. Cuando sale el toro del cajón, coletea, pega en el cajón, lo saca del equilibrio, y un jinete que con la habilidad que él tiene, le trata de meter la espuela en 2 ocasiones, no lo logra conseguir y sale despojado de los lomos de este ejemplar de Selección Michoacana. Es la Monumental de Morelia. ¿Qué vamos a ver a continuación? No se lo pierda, porque Luces de Nueva York de Selección Michoacana está presente un toro espectacular. Lo va a enfrentar el Bandido del Estado de México. ¿Lo quiere ver? Será después de la pausa.
The show continues in one of the most intense sports in the country with the Mexican League of Professional Jaripeo, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go to the next ride.
And the action comes back to the arena with Bandido del Estado de México, a young 20-year-old rider from the Niños de la Sierra team.
Let's hear the man out.
No, pues sí, tienen buenos jinetes, primero Dios, ojalá y se dé un buen espectáculo. Nada más que salgamos bien del compromiso, más que nada. No están tan tranquilos los toros.
It looks like Bandido is ready. He will be facing Luces in Nueva York, a bull named just like the song from Sonora Santanera group. Look at this beautiful bull. He's going into the box of terrors, but whoa! He wants to get out, my good Alex Alcala.
The spotted, groomed, and more than prepared bull is eager to go. So is the rider. Open the gate! trying to get him even on the ground. Luckily, Bandido del Estado de Mexico was able to dodge all the attacks from the spotted bull.
14.42 seconds was the time. Look at those boxing jumps. Nice display from the bull and also from the rider that hung as long as he could, no matter the price. Luces de Nueva York really gave a scare to his rider in the end, and oh my gosh, a little closer and that would have been a so long, partner.
As the old saying goes, even the best hunter lets the hare go.
Ladies and gentlemen, the action never stops at the Mexican League of Professional Jaripeo. The score is 39 for Bandido del Estado de Mexico.
Without losing track of the ball, Bandido del Estado de Mexico still can't believe the result of this ride.
No, pues me tiró el toro, pero está bueno el toro, me perdió.
And this is the score for such a great bull. 40 points for Luces de Nueva York. Look at it kicking and jumping to whip up the rider, who did his best to remain on top. A good score for a good bull. 40 points for Luces de Nueva York. That was a good bull.
A bull with an attitude. But the show is not over. Let's go to our next ride. It's the turn for Gallito de Chicalco, the 31-year-old man from the Niños de la Sierra team.
Gallito de Chicalco is all set for his ride. Let's hear him out.
Pues se espera un evento bueno. Para nosotros pues es algo pues de los toros más duros que hay. No me siento bien, venimos con ganas. Pisar esta plaza pues es motivante y vamos a echarle ganas.
Humble words from this rider. Today he will be facing Garbanzo from the Selección Michoacana team. The bull is waiting in the box of terrors for his rider. What do you think, Raúl Cisneros?
Let's hope the best for this rider and this bull, ladies and gentlemen. Open the gate!
Unfortunately, the bull came out of the box pressing the left knee of the rider against the bars, making him lose all his balance, and therefore it's a no-win situation, Raúl Cisneros.
A grave injury for Gallito de Chicalco. Right from the start, the bull made him hit his knee and waist, and we now see him being held by his fellow riders from the Guadalupana team. And in the end, he sadly gets no points. No points for Gallito de Chicalco, who is having a bad evening today. We see him still hurt from the accident on his ride facing Garbanzo. And let's talk to him and see what's going on.
Hoy el toro, yo creo que como todo ser humano también falla, yo creo que los toros también. Hoy salió en una salida como que tropezada, se le pegó un poco en el cajón y pues me desacomodó y me llevó al suelo.
That's in the mind of the rider. Sadly, Garbanzo also received 0 points. 0 for a bull that looked like he had the experience. It's also 0 points for the Selección Michoacana farm. What a shame!
Don't worry, ladies and gentlemen, the best is yet to come on today's show here at the Mexican League of Professional Jaripeo. Don't go anywhere, the sport of the brave will be right back. Good to have you back, ladies and gentlemen. The best is yet to come here at the Mexican League of Professional Jaripeo. Coming up next, we have Marcado de Guandacareo, the 29-year-old rider from the Guadalupanos team. This brave man will face another great bull from the Selección Michoacana farm.
The rider is on his way to meet the bull after praying to God. Incoming 45, a black bull from the Selección Michoacana farm, who is already creating mischief in the arena.
One of the most anticipated bulls. Look at the team preparing the equipment for this ride and the rider getting in position. Everything is done and ready to scream. Open the gate!
Careo barely saved himself from a tackle by 45, who came out spinning trying to shake off the rider. All those jumps really did the trick, and in the end he sends the man onto the ground, my friend Raúl Cisneros.
Ladies and gentlemen, a Tierra Caliente style ride for you. Look at the rider trying to regain control, grabbing the bull's back. But the mighty 45 kept going, even falling on his knees. The rider still tried to remain on top by grabbing the skin of the beast from the Selección Michoacana farm. But he fell down in the end, laughing and thinking, man, the bull got the best of me. Still, he was really lucky.
Let's find out the scores of this ride while we get the ball under control. Marcado de Guandacareo gets 35 points. Good score for this rider.
Marcado de Guandacareo knows the bull got the win this time. And before we discover the score of 45, let's see what the rider has to say, my dear Alex Alcalá.
Ahí hicimos lo que pudimos, pero se la monta lo que poquito lo levanté al toro. Se lo digo a toda mi gana de Guanacareo y todos sus alrededores. Gracias, su amigo el Marcado de Guanacareo.
The rider knows he has been defeated today, but he will be back. And we got 37 points for 45. Great score for the bull from Selección Michoacana farm.
He's an experienced and aggressive bull, a bull that was able to shake off his rider.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to check the movements on the rider rankings of the Mexican League of Professional Jaripeo. In the first place, yes! Still in the very first place, we have Muchacho Alegre with 46 points.
Right below and also keeping his ranking, we have Chaneque de Tuxpan with 42 points.
And also keeping his position in third place, Chispis de Guanajuato with 41 points.
Orgullito de la Loma is in fourth place with 41 points.
Bandido de Celaya gets in fifth place with 39 points.
Doradito de Morelia also gets 39 points.
From the newcomer riders we just saw, we have Necio de Morelia getting into the fight with 39 points.
We also see a new ranker. Bandido del Estado de México is in 8th place with 39 points.
Cayuca de la Concha is in 9th with 38 points.
And finally, Ardilla de Xixila in 10th place with 38 points.
And now it's time to look at the bull rankings. We find Rompecráneos from Rancho Santa Mónica still in first place with 43 points.
Right below we find Remy Martin from Rancho Santa Mónica with 43 points.
In third place we find Black Ninja with 42 points.
Paris de Noche is in fourth place with 41 points.
In fifth place is Juan Colorado, also with 41 points.
Next is Casino de la Selva in sixth place with 41 points.
Formula 1 gets in seventh place with 41 points.
A newcomer to the ball ranks, Luces de Nueva York from the Selección Michoacana in 8th place with 40 points.
Another angry bull, Magia Negra, gets the 9th place with 39 points.
And to finish the list, Conjuro is still in 10th place with 39 points.
Ladies and gentlemen, sadly we have reached the end of another episode of the Mexican League of Professional Jaripeo, my friend Alex Alcalá.
That's right, Raúl Cisneros. This is an extreme sport, the sport of the brave, with the best jaripeos around.
That's right, we'll be waiting for you in another edition of the Mexican League of Professional Jaripeo. Until next time. today in the Mexican League of Professional Jaripeo.
That was an extraordinary ride with Jumpstone. Look at that. The bull is still trying to tackle him. The barrelmen are still trying to help the man. What a ball with Jumpstone.
Everybody, welcome back once more to the incredible Mexican League of Professional Jaripeo. I'm Raul Cisneros, and with me is Alex Alcalá.
Thank you, Raul Cisneros. Well, we're right back once more in the greatest capital of Jaripeo. On his way, we see Gato de Morelia from the Intocables team.
The Intocables team is back and ready to go. Their first match will be against Topo from the great Selección Michoacana farm. It's right here in the screen for you. Ladies and gentlemen, let's see how it will be challenged by the rider Gato de Morelia.
The team from the Box of Terrors is ready to start. And so it's time to say, open the gate! That was incredible, Raul Cisneros. We just saw Gato de Morelia resisting all those jumps and kicks. Understanding the ball, no problem, however. In that jump, he loses control, but it still was quite right.
12.4 seconds was the time that Gato de Morelia could get. Look at those blocks from Topo. This ball really enjoys to spin. Gato de Morelia was trying to hang in there, but oh, what a strike! But he still was trying his best. Then he fell down and the bull was trying to end him. But the barrelmen were already there to help him.
We can see that he's hurting a little, but his pride is surely unscathed. And now, for the scores, 45 points for Gato de Morelia.
Now that's an important score. A score that is sure to put this rider high on top of the Mexican League of Professional Jaripeo rankings. Good for Gato de Morelia. And now, we can also see a great score for the mighty bull Topo. 42 points for this formidable beast.
A bull with a lot of presence and coming from a family line of champions. We just saw it working hard on its box and spins.
And so, ladies and gentlemen, it's good that you're here with us in the Monumental de Morelia, because the excitement doesn't end. As you can see, the riders are getting ready, or their equipment is on top shape, and they are commending themselves to the Lord upstairs. Time for a little break. We'll be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, the Mexican League of Professional Jaripeo is ready to continue. We have already seen and felt the first excitement from today's show. And now many awesome rides are coming your way. Next rider is ready to go. He's Barbie de la Costa.
Another member of the Intocables team, Barbie de la Costa, is getting prepared and concentrating for his challenge. He will face Carro Rojo, amazing ball with the muscle, the breed, and the attitude to win.
Look at Carro Rojo, named after the famous song by Los Tigres del Norte. Everything is ready in the Box of Terrors for the show to begin. Barbie de la Costa is on his way to the ride. Look at him take position. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to open the game!
It only took a second. It only took one buck for Carro Rojo to send Barbie de la Costa through the air. And let's see what the score is. That, without a doubt, is most surely a 0, Raul Cisneros.
I get the impression that the rider wasn't able to position himself as he should have topped the ball right at the start. That most surely is the reason why they only took a pair of bucks for the bull to shake off Barbie de la Costa. Look at that aggressive bull. And as you said, Alex, the score for this rider has been decided by the judges.
0 points for Barbie de la Costa, who we see hurting over there. It's not just the fall he had to take. His pride is surely on the floor right now. Sadly, that's the score for Barbie de la Costa. Right now, he's tending his wounds. On the other hand, we have Carro Rojo, who wins 15 points for his farm.
Carro Rojo is in your screens, ladies and gentlemen. He came out like a devil right from the moment they opened his gate, and it quickly sent his rider to the floor. Really bad luck for Barbie de la Costa, and this is the excitement lived in the Mexican League of Professional Jaripeo. Let's go to the next ride.
And the next ride has come. Dólar de Guanajuato, a 29-old member of the Intocables team. He's set and prepared, making show of his bravery, which he will need in order to face the bull we have prepared for him, just as it is supposed to be done.
Look at the rider Dólar de Guanajuato. He's prepared to battle with the powerhouse Motosierra, a great bull from the Selección Michoacana farm. The rider is smithing his bull, making sure all the pieces are in place, and climbing the gate to start the show. Talking about that, open the gate!
Wow, wow, wow! Dear crowd, there was another man going directly to the floor with a nice view from the air first, my good Raul Cisneros.
Oh, what a terrible fall for the rider, who quickly had to recover in order to put himself on a safe zone. Look at those hard bucks from Motosierra. Sadly, the time for the rider was almost nothing. He was barely on top of this great bull.
For now, the only thing we can do is wait for the score the judges will give to the brave rider and the strong bull. Dólar de Guanajuato was able to get just 28 points, few points for his team.
28 points for this rider, who, to tell you the truth, it's not having the best of days right now. Let's hope the next time he does better, so he can redeem himself to the crowd and his team. And the score for this bull is also here. 38 points for the mighty Motosierra from the Selección Michoacana farm. Another one of those aggressive and powerful bulls we have had in the arena today. Watch him buck and throw Dólar de Guanajuato to the floor again.
¡Qué jugada tan impresionante y espectacular! Toro de nombre Topo, el jinete es el Gato de Morelia, toro con pujanza, con pundonor y con mucho rendimiento. Un jinete que guarda la vertical, el equilibrio, va de un lado, va del otro lado, sumando puntos. Muy bien por el Gato de Morelia. Vamos a ir a una pausa y cuando regresemos, una jugada que llamará la atención y tendrá que hacer buen trabajo para meterse en el ranking de los mejores de la Liga Mexicana de Jaripeo Profesional. Nos referimos al Chipilín. El Chipilín de Guandacareo va a montar un toro de nombre el Playboy. Por algo le dirán el Playboy. Lo veremos después de la pausa. Esto es la Liga Mexicana de Jaripeo Profesional.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Mexican League of Professional Jaripeo continues right now. And boy, let me tell you, there is a lot to look forward from the next bull and the rider that will face it.
The rider entering the arena is named Chipilín de Guandacareo, and he's from the Intocables team. He's about to challenge a really magnificent bull. It's from the Selección Michoacana farm.
That's right, this is one of those bulls, one the people want to see. A wild and strong bull that is only here at the Mexican League of Professional Jaripeo, ladies and gentlemen. The brave Chipilín de Guandacareo is ready and in position. Let's wish him luck. So it's time to now open the gate.
What an extraordinary high-kicking ball! Look at it go straight to the right side into the hand of Chipilín de Guandacareo, who understood immediately how to control the ride. But even though he did what was possible to remain on top, he was whipped off on the floor in the end.
For a moment, we saw Chipilín de Guandacareo fighting for his life. And then, what a horrible tackle and scare he had to endure. The bull was really aggressive and powerful. That is why Playboy is one of the 10 favorites through all the professional Jaripeo circles. And luckily, the rider is now safe and sound. And now he's also taking a big round of applause from the amazing crowd.
42 points for Chipilín de Guandacareo. He's a little little bit sore from the jaw, but he can have his pride way up high.
What a terrible strike he took in the end. The bull was really unforgiving on him.
Pues la verdad, muy buen toro. Y pues yo esperaba echarle todas las ganas, pero pues no se pudo.
Ladies and gentlemen, this great base takes Playboy, and he gets 45 points. A great score for this bull, which also gets him into this fight for the top rankings of the Mexican League of Professional Jaripeo.
45 points for the beautiful bull, an outstanding specimen of that species known as cattle. And let's have more action right now from the Mexican League of Professional Jaripeo. Now it's the moment for the next ride, Raúl Cisneros.
Heading onto your shoes, into the arena comes Conejo Joe from the Niños de la Sierra team. Hear what he has to say.
Espero salir con bien, primero Dios. Pues venimos bien, con todo, venimos a dar espectáculo.
That's a good attitude from Conejo Joe. He came here to face Venado the Bull, also from the prestigious and famous Selección Michoacana farm. And look at Conejo Joe. He's more than ready to battle with his bull, who is prepared with a Michoacan style, using a special Stigler grip. Now, open the gate! What an extraordinary ride we just saw by Conejo Joe! That was incredible! Using his spurs on the side of the bull's shoulders, understanding completely the ride and its quirks despite all that spinning! What do you think, Raúl Cisneros?
Venado actually looked more like the name of its counterpart rider Conejo Joe. He just kept jumping and jumping as he tried to whip off and get rid of its rider. But the man made good use of that Stabler grip. As you say, my dear Alex Alcala, and we still can see how the bull kept bucking, trying to be free from the rider on its back. So powerful!
Understanding the ride in and out, the rider controlled the really traditional equipment from Morelia, Michoacán. Look at him calmly climbing out of the side of the arena, leaving the bull with nothing more than the desire he had to shake him off. 39 points for Conejo Joe, my friend Raúl Cisneros.
39 points for this rider, ladies and gentlemen. Let's check out what is the score the judges have given to this bull who faced Conejo Joe.
Pues sí, se pudo dar un poco más de espectáculo, pero el toro dice que se tallaba, no le monté así muy seguro, pues hizo lo que se pudo.
He's still winded, but we hear his happy words. And now comes Venado with 38 points, Raúl Cisneros.
Venado did really look more like a rabbit because of all that jumping and bucking he did. This is the score given to him. Look at how he tried to jump really high and release himself from the rider Conejo Joe. And well, 38 points, it's his final score. Remember, you are here at the Mexican League of Professional Jaripeo. Don't go anywhere. The best is yet to come. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Mexican League of Professional Jaripeo. We have reached the best part and look at the beautiful gears that are present in the Jaripeo Arena. Let's check out the next ride.
Coming from the great Guadalupanos team, enters the area Soñador de Morelia, a 19-year-old rider who will face another one of the biggest balls. Its name is...
The Guadalupanos team is anxiously waiting for the rider's rival. Look at him putting the divine stamps in his mouth and grabbing some dirt from the floor to get the valor to fight Taladro from the Selección Michoacana bar. This bull will have his debut today here in the Great Monumental de Morelia. And so, he's eagerly waiting in the box of terrors. My dear Alex Alcala, what do you have to say?
The young rider is taking the final steps to get on the back of the beast, gathering his thoughts in order to say, "Open the gate!" lot of skills. A real challenge of a bull is taladro. Look how this force of nature toys with the young rider. How it spins, how it bucks, and moves to the right, to the left. It keeps going into the hand of the rider and finally smashes him into the wall.
9.31 seconds is the time of the ride. Soñador de Morelia was smashed against the bars, but managed to hang on them and escapes the safety. But now, before taking a kick from the powerful bull, Taladro, who still hasn't had enough. Look at him run as our arena team tries to lasso their control and get the rider to a safe spot.
This bull, full of strength and with a good family breed, has given 37 points for Soñador de Morelia after a short but good ride.
The score the judges have decided for the young rider, Soñador de Morelia, is 37 points. He did his best. Here we see him being held by his fellow riders after he resulted a little hurt from the action. Now we see the score for Taladro, 32 points. It's the score for him on its rounds. 31 points for this big black bull. Good for Taladro, ladies and gentlemen. The action continues in the Mexican League of Professional Caribeo and just keeps getting better.
That's right, a lot better. Just feel the party coming from the great and beautiful Monumental de Morelia. And now it's a turn for Mini Montoya, a 28 years old rider full of the pride and bravery of the Jaripeo Arena, who came here to give us a great show, my good Raúl Cisneros.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. It's time now to finish the show of the best way possible. The only way possible in the Mexican League of Professional Caripeo. The rider Mini Montoya is going to duke it out in the Great Cardenal. From the Rancho Santa Monica farm. You can see it on your screen and it's ready. The rider is ready to.
The rider is right above the bull's back. He's preparing to give that final jump and scream. Here I come, so open the gate! The rider was doing his job and gave its best to resist the bull's bucking. The ride began with him completely hooked to the animal. The bull kept spinning into the hand of his rider as he tried to shake him off. However, the rider took on the challenge.
Just look at the great Mini Montoya and the glorious Tierra Caliente style ride. Look at how he resists the movement while hooked to the beast. But then as Cardinal began spinning with all his might, we can see how the rider was almost blown away in a bad manner. Luckily for him, he was able to break the ball with his hands and so finish the Merlin's Tierra Caliente style ride.
The bull is still trying to trample all around him, but the barrelman and the arena crew are putting him under control. The score is 36 points for Mini Montoya.
That's the score for him. 36 points for the brave Mini Montoya. Now let's see what's the score the judges have decided for the one and only Cardenal. This great bull from Rancho Santa Monica gets 37 points today. 37 points for the bull that, as we can see, loves to spin and spin around. Those bucks had a killing intent behind them. That was really amazing, ladies and gentlemen.
And the time has come to check out the rider rankings. Still owning the very top of the rankings, we find Muchacho Alegre with 46 points, my friend Raúl Cisneros.
That's right, my good Alex Alcala. Attention, there's been movement in the ranks. In second place, we can find Gato de Morelia with the 45 points his great ride gave him.
Chaneque de Tuxpan remains in the top 3, but moves down to third place with 42 points.
Another newcomer to the top battle is Chipilín de Guanacario with 42 points.
He downgrades Chispis de Guanajuato to 5th place with 41 points.
Orgullito de la Loma is in 6th place with 41 points.
Bandido de Celaya, 7th place, 39 points.
Doradito de Morelia gets 8th place with 39 points.
Necio de Morelia in 9th with 39 points.
And lastly, Bandido del Estado de Mexico is in 10th place with 39 points. That's in the list. That is the top 10 rider rankings of the Mexican League of Professional Jaripeo. And now it's time to see the bull rankings, ladies and gentlemen. Stop the prince, there is a new champion. He takes the first place with 45 points. He achieved this, as you can remember, after the great battle with Chipilín de Guandacareo.
Rompecráneos, the bull from Rancho Santa Monica, has finally descended to second place with 43 points.
Remy Martin gets in the third place with 43 points.
Black Ninja in fourth with 42 points.
Another one of the great bulls we saw today, Topo, is in fifth place with 42 points.
Paris de Noche defenses place with 41 points.
In the seventh place, Juan Colorado with 41 points.
The Amazing Casino de la Selva is in eighth place with 41 points.
In ninth place, we have Formula 1 with 41 points.
And lastly, another beautiful bull, Luces de Nueva York, gets 10th place with 40 points.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was the ranking list of the bulls, and this was the party that we lived today in the one and only Mexican League of Professional Jaripeo. It's time for us to go, my dear Alex Alcala.
Thank you very much, dear audience. We say goodbye for now from this magnificent arena and the stage of the Mexican League of Professional Jaripeo.
I'm Raúl Cisneros. See you later.